Remembering their sacrifice, fallen officers and their families were honored during the Suburban Ramsey County Law Enforcement Memorial Service. We'll bring you some of the heartfelt moments from the ceremony.
A woman was watching the TV show Parks and Rec while driving? Yep, this actually happened. We'll tell you what else people were caught doing during a distracted driving extra enforcement campaign.
And
I'm Kurt Friesen. We're in beautiful downtown White Bear Lake. Not quite as cold as the last time we were here, right?
No, and it's not raining, so that's a bonus.
Yeah, right? Spring has actually came.
I think
finally.
Today is like summer though. Today is really nice.
It is.
It's kind of hit or miss though. If it's gonna rain or if it's gonna be nice and warm.
I'm just happy the sun's out.
I am too. And what do you got cooking for the summer?
Hopefully brats on the grill.
Nice.
Maybe some steaks. That's about it. But
I'm gonna go fishing this summer.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Well, that's good. I mean, gotta have something fun to look forward to in the summer.
Do you have anything?
No, just family trips here and there. Nothing major. So spending time with the kids.
Well, that's good to do during the summer because we have a very short summer to do it.
Right.
The Mounds View Police Department hosted this year's Law Enforcement Memorial Service, and a group from the White Bear Lake Police Department was there to support fallen officers and their families.
Here's a look at this year's ceremony.
You raised your hand and you took it up to pledge your life with the words you spoke for people that don't even.
I wish to thank all of you for attending this year's Suburban Ramsey County Law Enforcement Memorial. It's important we recognize and pay tribute to these 9 officers. We remember each of their sacrifices and we honor their memory.
There are more than 900,000 sworn police officers now serving in the United States, which is the highest figure ever. Crime fighting has taken its toll, however. A total of 1,582 law enforcement officers died in the line of duty over the past 10 years.
Right up on your chest to symbolize duty for the rest, to keep them safe at night when safety fools you.
Currently, there are 21,910 names engraved on the walls of the National Law Enforcement Officers Memorial in Washington, D.C. 257 of those names are Minnesota officers who have lost their lives in the line of duty. Few other professions possess and share this distinction of this degree of personal sacrifice.
Lord, now we gather to pay our deepest honor to those, our officers, killed in the line of duty. It matters not the style of shield they wore, only that it served with pride and honor. Lord, all that matters is that they were one of us, serving wherever needed, richest mansion to dirtiest alley, confident and proud, highly honored by the people's trust. So they carried a shield, mindful of all their sacred duties. Lord, you have called several of ours home to glory. The race with life for them is now done.
And you served as a flag bearer this year.
Yes, I think it's important to honor the officers that have lost their lives and be respectful for the families. And so it's something that I want to do is, be respectful. So I was proud to be part of the ceremony. So
well, that's good.
Yeah.
Good. Thank you for doing it.
Oh, thank you.
Perfect.
Nearly 2,000 motorists were ticketed for distracted driving during a 3-week extra enforcement campaign. We mentioned the woman caught watching Parks and Rec while driving. That was in Blaine. Shame on you, lady.
Another driver was watching Law and Order, while other offenders were caught FaceTiming, posting on Instagram, texting, playing chess, and other games. A reminder that the hands-free bill will take effect on August 1st.
Yes, scary stuff. Well, school's out for the summer, and parents should be aware of the dangerous teenager space on the roads.
Sergeant Vetty has some information for parents as we head to the break.
I'm Sergeant John Vetty with some advice for parents. Have you experienced that uneasy feeling when your teenager gets behind the wheel? You're not alone. As the 100 deadliest days of summer approach, it's crucial to educate your teen drivers and yourselves about risky driving behavior. Car crashes are the leading cause of death for teenagers, and the numbers increase between Memorial Day and Labor Day. There's about a 22% increase in the average number of nighttime crashes, and 36% of all fatalities involving teen drivers occur between 9 p.m. and 5 a.m. 29% of deaths are speed-related, and 60% are caused by distracted driving. In Minnesota, during the first 6 months of having a driver's license, driving between midnight and 5 a.m. is prohibited. Only one passenger under the age of 20 is permitted, unless accompanied by a parent. For the second 6 months, no more than 3 passengers are permitted. There are some exceptions. Finally, it's illegal for drivers under the age of 18 to use a cell phone, whether hands-free or handheld, except to call 911. For a complete list of driving laws, go to the Minnesota Office of Traffic Safety's website. We're all busy, but educating yourself about teenage driving laws and talking with your kids about them is worth the effort. I'll see you next time.
White Bear Lake Police enjoy a partnership with local business owners, and we're lucky to include the owner of Grandma's Bakery among them.
John Lupo is going to talk about that partnership in a recent meeting he attended held by police.
John, thank you so much for being here. We appreciate it.
Thanks for coming. Can you tell us a little bit of the backstory of Grandma's?
Well, actually, tomorrow it'll be our 41st anniversary in business.
Wow.
Yeah, we've been 27 years, I think, here in White Bear Lake. And then before that, we started on the east side in 1978.
Oh, wow.
Started as a donut shop, and it just kind of grew.
And so you're really involved with the community.
I am.
The business has grown, but I think your community involvement has always been a part, or has it?
It's always been a part, yeah. That's the fun part of it. Just to participate and give back.
And why do you think you do that? Is it you enjoy doing that, or?
I enjoy doing it, yeah. And you get to meet and be with your customers, and it's fun.
Well,
It's fun to work, to live in the area where you work, and work where you live, and it's great. It's just small town America.
yeah,
It's
and
wonderful.
you've given a lot to. We've partnered with you a lot for the police department for, I think, since the day we started teaching DARE back in the 90s. You've always donated the DARE cakes to all the kids, but you donate when we have community events. You donate cookies and donuts for those things. Tell us about the partnership with the police department.
Well, I guess at first it was out of respect for what you do. And then, I started a donut shop back where the stereotype all began.
Yeah.
And the cops and donuts. It's not like that today.
Yes.
They're very health conscious, this bunch. But it was out of respect for the people, who they are and what they did. And then after that, it was kind of admiration for the way you guys serve and what you do. It's not just a 9-to-5 job for you guys. It's a way of life. It's a commitment to the community, and I admire that. It's really cool what you do.
Well, thank you. We appreciate that, and I actually like your trucks. You've seen the cute slogan. So if you haven't seen them, be on the lookout for the trucks, because there's firefighter one and a police one, and they make me laugh every time I see them. So
Good.
very, very clever.
Good.
You recently had a meeting at the police department. What was that all about?
Well, it was a business meeting put on by the police department. And what is common sense for you guys is just, really wonderful for us. I mean, it gives us a chance to take a look at our businesses from a different perspective. And it's all good. Learned a lot. We've made a lot of changes in our operations as a result of that. And it was really a fun meeting to see the forensic, how the detectives work, and it's amazing.
Well, we're glad you could attend the
What you
meeting.
guys do. It's really cool.
Sounds like we need to have you in the Citizens Police Academy
Oh, I don't know.
or the Fire Department's Academy.
I don't know.
Yeah, that would be
I
fun.
don't know if I'm cut out for that.
Now, why do you think that Grandma's has been here so long and grown? You moved up here to 4th Street a few years ago, well, several years ago. You've been here for a while.
Well, I've been very involved in the community. I've been very involved in the baking industry. I'm actually the president of the Retail Bakers of America. So I'm kind of the industry spokesperson for, and I think it's that getting involved that makes a big difference. And just, we really work hard. I mean, it's 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. People have no idea how hard it is. And I'm really a hard worker.
You are a very hard
that's,
worker.
and I think that's why we, when it gets really tough, we just keep going.
Well, and there hasn't been a time that I haven't gone down and you've been at work. You're not taking a vacation. You're always there.
I am.
So we got to ask, so what's the best part of your job?
Well, the best part is, and it's also the worst part, I get to eat whatever I want anytime. And that's two-edged sword because I really love the food, and it's so hard to resist it. So that's the best part and the worst part altogether.
That's awesome. And I love walking in there too because I just smell all of that stuff and it smells delicious. We're out of time, but tell me really quick about the flags.
Okay. If you come down to downtown on June 14th, it's Flag Day, the Manitou Days Parade. We're giving away 8,000 American flags right before the parade begins. It's going to be really cool.
Awesome.
Stop in.
I can't wait to see that. That's going to look awesome. And Grandma's Bakery gave away the flags, so remember that. There's something about big trucks and big sounds that bring people together, and this year's second annual Touch a Truck event was just the ticket.
It's a lot of fun for the kids, so it's nice to have them come out and be able to see all this stuff up front.
We saw this event on Facebook and said, hey, you know what, Connor, we need to get out there, and with this trailer especially, it's a great educational piece to help makes the average, citizen, a little more aware of what it's, where they shouldn't be around a truck.
It's so fun, and it's good for the kids to get familiar with police and the fire department and all of that, and not be scared. So I think it's awesome.
Figured to have the kids out. It's a nice night. Go see all the different trucks that are in town.
I mean, it's a good turnout, and we're like 45 minutes into it, so far so good. The weather turned out, which is nice.
We're here to see the trucks and make our donation to the food shelter and eat ice cream.
What more could I ask for? Ice cream from Cup and Cone. Huge. Look at the size of these. Look at that.
I think it's a good opportunity for, kids and families to come out here and meet the firefighters, and, we're part of the community too, and, it's just nice to see people and not, under emergency conditions, It's a beautiful night tonight, and, we can't ask for more.
What else do you want to see here tonight?
Probably the helicopter. Yeah.
Hot dogs and ice cream were sold for $1, and all proceeds were donated to the food shelf.
Yes. And they raised, I want to say it was over $1,100. Not just over $1,000, but $1,100. And I think we probably could have raised more because it was so big. It was such a huge turnout. It was awesome.
Right, yeah. When I was there, lines for every truck, kids everywhere. Obviously, the biggest attraction was the fire department.
It's not.
Until the helicopter showed up. So it was a good event, though.
I think it was the big trucks with their cranes and stuff in the air, and that big cement thing that went way up in the sky. That was pretty awesome.
Yeah, it was a good night.
It was not the fire department. So some young women get serious about self-defense and they practice their tactics on police. We'll tell you why after the break.
It's been a long winter followed by a questionable spring, but no matter the weather, Market Fest begins this month.
Lisa Beecroft is in charge of planning the summer event, and she's here with us where all the concerts take place. Lisa, thank you so much for being here.
Hi, thank you.
Yeah, thanks for coming. If you could tell us kind of where you're from and how you became the director of Market Fest.
Okay, well, I'm from the White Bear area. My kids go to school here. I went to school here. My parents went to school here, and we're an active part of the community. And I was a former director of Market Fest back 2007, 8, 9, and was asked to return last year. So this is my second year back.
Well, great. Thanks for being back. And tell people what they might not know about Market Fest, because there's a lot of moving parts and you're in charge of all those moving parts.
Yes, so it's been a busy planning season. We start planning, we work on this year round, but really January, February, things start getting very active for us. We run June 13th through July 25th, Thursday nights from 6 to 9 p.m. We shut down about 4 blocks here in the downtown White Bear area, and it's a busy night. We have 2 live stages, so bands like Lamont Cranston and the Castaways and some local bands like Jake Nelson Band will be performing on the different stages throughout the summer. In addition to that, we have intermission acts with the local community groups like the White Bear Dance Center and others that bring their kids out for the intermissions. There's about 170 vendors this year. We have special activities on 4th Street. There's lots of kids' activities in the back lot and throughout. We have a petting zoo. So, there's a lot of moving pieces. And of course, I can't forget the classic car show. So many, many things going on. We get about 4,000 to 5,000 people per night.
Yes. And sorry.
Yeah. No, Public Safety Night is held July 18th, and I know you have theme nights throughout the season. Could you tell us about some more of those?
Definitely. So the first week of Market Fest, opening night, we have a Manitou Days preview. So several of the events will bring out displays and put them on 4th Street. And then there's also a kiddie parade that's hosted by the same people that host the regular parade, which occurs the following night in downtown White Bear here. So that launches Manitou Days. The second week, we have our White Bear Historical Society and the Grandma's Bakery Cakewalk on 4th Street. That's a lot of fun. The cakewalk is super popular. Week 3 is the business runway. That's when the downtown businesses put a red carpet down 4th Street and they strut their stuff and they hand out samples. And then the activities go on. We have many activities like a natural environmental expo the last week. We have the public safety week, which is combined with health this week. And finally, the 4th of July, Independence Day. Yes, we are open. And AT&T will be putting out a display on 4th Street with interactive activities and things like that. So something pretty much every night going on, a lot of fun.
And your planning starts in February?
January, February. There's some things that we do in the off season, starting to work with entertainers and vendors, but really we got busy. I would say February is when I'm around the clock working on stuff.
Yeah, that's just crazy. And now, why do you think that Market Fest has been so successful? And I think of it as like a mini state fair, really. It's very busy.
We're training for the state fair, I think, yes. The reason it's so popular, this is our 29th year. We have kids, high school kids and adults come back and say, oh yeah, I remember doing this when I was a kid. And so they bring their families and they know it's a really versatile event that has something for all ages. So we do pull from the White Bear area, but we certainly pull from further away as well. And it's just, I think we're so established and they know what to expect and there's always something to do.
Yes, and it's always different. It seems like there's a lot of new vendors and a lot of different things. Like you said, with the theme nights, there's always something new going on. So there's something to come for every Thursday, not just one Thursday, right?
True, and we met with 40 of the new vendors last night to just sort of give them the overview of what happens, and they're very excited to start. So we'll have, finally, by popular demand, we'll have a funnel cake guy returning to Market Fest, and all those little details that, we try to make sure we have the things that people are looking for.
That's awesome. Now, if people want to find out more information, where should they go to find out more information about Market Fest?
All right, well, we have a website, marketfestwbl for White Bear Lake.com, or follow our Facebook page. We're posting things all the time. We'll let you know what the events are for that week. We also have Twitter and Instagram accounts, so just to stay involved with us. You will also find some of our information on the Manitou Days sites because we are a part of the Manitou Days Summer Festival, 75 events from June 13 to July 4th.
And that kind of kicks off, Manitou Days kicks off Market Fest season, right?
We kick each other off, I guess. We both start the same day and we are intertwined. I will mention on the 4th of July, Manitou Days after Market Fest, we'll be having an ice cream social down at the beach before the fireworks. So West Park Memorial Beach, they have the live music, the flyover, and there will be an ice cream social that was being put on by Minnesota Monthly as a thanks for winning the 2018 Best Town Award last year.
Oh, that's awesome. And we invite everybody to come out, not just White Bear Lake citizens, but everybody. Thank you so much, Lisa, for being here. We appreciate it.
Yeah. There's another baker in White Bear Lake that packs a punch into every baked good he prepares.
His unique background makes his role as a baker all the more interesting. Here's his story.
Ben the Baker Newman.
So I got into baking about maybe 10, 12 years ago. I was kind of more on the health food side, kind of one of those health food nuts for a while. I was getting into martial arts and training a lot and trying to optimize everything. I started watching those cake baking shows and I could maybe do that. Started experimenting, some church potlucks, that kind of thing, and then got into doing cakes for some friends' weddings. Kind of took it from there, and now I really like getting into pies. That's what my grandma used to make a lot of those growing up, and that seems like that's a lot more unique. I don't think you really get a good pie at most places. Or you can get a decent cake at places, but pie to make it from scratch is very different, I think. I teach at Warriors Cove Martial Arts Center. We do full MMA with a good emphasis on Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, family classes and adult classes, and we have about 500 martial arts students where I teach, and so, you know, they all know about me. So I'm starting, it's kind of spreading that way.
Oh yeah, the baker actually makes his own pies.
Yeah, I walk out to the ring with this hat, and I have like a rolling pin. I'm walking out to the ring.
This is a good old-fashioned choke, and it works!
Pretty small place again. This was my garage, but it's all I need to work on. We got a couple of workbenches here. Over here I got a small oven. So this is my coolest machine that I like, but I can make a huge batch of pie dough for like 20 pies and put it on here, and you roll it this way, right? Lower it a little bit, make it a little smaller, roll it that way. Here's all my kind of inventory area. Apple pie I just made the other day. I got like, I don't know, 50 right now. And we planted 27 fruit trees in our backyard, so we can try and hopefully eventually have a lot of it be our own fruit. BenTheBaker.com is, I have all of my flavors listed that I have in stock and everything, so you can order those. You really just message me. I don't have set open hours, right, because I got my full-time job, but you just message me, hey, can I pick them up on Saturday or Friday? And then we'll find a time to pick them up either when I'm here, I'll leave them in a cooler out front and you can come pick them up, or message me on Facebook, and that's how you kind of get set up for actually buying them.
For several years, White Bear Lake Police have been providing a free and interactive self-defense class for young women. It's continued to grow, and the ladies seem to walk away with some newfound confidence.
Yes, and they look for people to beat up when they leave. No, I'm just kidding. Although we did have one girl that said, Dad, I want to show you what I learned. And his dad's like, her dad was like, okay. And he was a bigger guy, and she took him out.
Boom.
So.
Nice.
So use your powers for good, ladies. Former White Bear Lake firefighter Jeff Lokes, who's also been a guest on Lake Area Beat, was recently honored as an everyday hero by Sun Country Airlines. They acknowledged his charitable work, namely his wedding day.
He parked a truck for food donations in downtown White Bear Lake and vowed to fill it before saying his vows. Here's a look back at the wedding, unlike any other.
I was pretty nervous to, no pun intended, propose this to her. I wasn't sure if she'd go along with it, but it speaks to the kind of woman that she is, that she would.
Historically, the wedding is the bride's day, and for many, it requires months of preparing and years of dreaming.
You want to get ready now.
But bride-to-be Rachel Ann Haskin had no objections when her fiancé, Jeff Lokes, took the lead.
I love it, and I was not surprised when he came up with the idea of tying the wedding in with the charity. And it shows his heart, which is what I fell in love with.
In place of limousines and opulent reception halls, they parked a bakery truck on 4th Street and spent the day collecting food for hungry kids.
Cool is this? In scrub. Wow.
Straight
Thank
from
you.
work.
Wow.
Humbled by family, friends, and strangers who donated nearly 4,000 pounds of food.
I can honestly say that was me as a kid. It's not starving like a third world country. It's being uncomfortable physically because you're hungry.
Jeff's undertaken many projects in the name of charity, only this time if he met his goal, his fiancée would be taking his name.
The only thing I'm nervous about is coming through for her. And I do feel a weight of the city a little bit too, because I want to come through for White Bear Lake, and that's the nerves that I feel is just filling that truck up. That's the only kind that I'm having right now.
As last-minute deliveries were made,
Oh my! Oh hey! Don't forget about.
All right.
Thank you.
Oh, this.
About this.
it was time for the mayor to deliver her verdict. She declared the truck full, which meant the couple could officially declare their I do.
How could you turn down something like this? Something that's going to benefit so many children.
The food will fill kid packs for White Bear Lake students, and the efforts of the community filled the couple with gratitude.
Just thanks to the people of White Bear Lake specifically for adopting us and letting it be a part of our lives. And thank you to everyone else too. So.
Aw, thank you.
That's enough.
Congratulations to Jeff and his wife. They were also awarded free travel from the airline.
That wraps up this edition of Lake Area Beat. Thanks to our guests, and thank you for watching.
We'll see you next time.
Why do people like the trucks, the horns, the sirens? What is it?
I don't know.
Listen, they won't stop
I have no idea.
Hey, did you know that your dad's a TV star? You got a lot of energy.
Right? Something I can't do.
Who are you waving to? Oh. Hey. Hello.
Okay, let's try that one.
Yeah,
Nailed it.
absolutely. I didn't. I was so close. We are just on a roll now.
On a roll today. We are good.
3, 2.
Oh, sorry, bug right in my eye. Okay, go ahead. Street enforcement campaign. I don't know what that was. Campaign.
It's like champagne.
Yes, exactly. Actually, this is good.
Actually, you guys are perfect and we're done for the day. Got fans all around the community.
Like, what are you doing?